I think we did a little bit, our small part, to help save the Brazilian rainforest. And let me tell you why. Brazil has a similar characteristic in that all of its energy and a lot of its natural resources are in the northern part of the country, but the population is concentrated around Rio and Sao Paulo. And there's a tremendous energy shortage. Up until 15 years ago, the way that people would deal with building the pipelines and transmission lines and all those kinds of things was they would build work camps across the Amazon. And the way that they would build them, they would use wood and build wooden work camps. A lot of credit to Jim Allen. Jim got involved actually trying to influence government policy in Brazil to outlaw Brazilian wood in building a work camp. So we said we can actually build a more environmentally sensitive structure using these tents that actually gives better protection for the workers, better air circulation, requires less to heat because it has better airflow, less humid, anti-fungal, because one of the problems in a humid environment with wood is that the wood will become covered with moss and fungus, and the workers' lungs would be affected. Ours doesn't have any of those properties. Wood would burn to the ground. Ours don't burn. All these benefits, and moreover, you never have to pour a cement piling or a foundation for these. You can actually put them up. You basically clear the ground, or you put a cover on the ground. And if you're building a pipeline where you're moving the work camp every 100 kilometers, you basically create two camps and you leapfrog one over the other. If you put our camp into the middle of the Amazon for the workers, when you finish that segment of the pipeline or the transmission line or the whatever, you basically take this camp apart. It completely assembles, disassembles. It's 100% recoverable, 100% recyclable into its original packaging. And then you move that to the next location. The location that you're in, 6 months later, you will never know a camp was there. It has zero environmental footprint. When you calculate how many times you can move and recycle, and whereas you can't do that with cement, you can't do that with wood, you can't do that with steel, and then the transport costs of moving steel, and the environmental damage caused from chopping down wood and creating work camps. So we actually had this put into a study to kind of evaluate the differences, and so we actually had to convince the Brazilian minister of labor, and she looked at our numbers, and she basically passed a rule. It was part of what led to outlawing Amazonian wood. And now when you see across the Amazon, I'd say 80% of the camps. It's just an example of the kind of creativity of our company in coming up with a new idea, a new solution that happens to also help the planet.